Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we'll be reviewing the new 2025 Chevy Equinox. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Equinox. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. I'm also going to include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbo 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 175 horsepower and then 184 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, it's kind of hard to see because of the white paint on this particular one, but you've got some pretty cool lines on either side. Love this new split light design. So you can see the turn signal indicator up top, you got the headlight down below. Grille is completely blacked out with the Toyota logo front and center. And putting it all together, cool looking car if you ask me. Now around the side here, our turn wheel setup is 235 by 55 by 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels completely blacked out with this packaging. And then I love the fender flare there, how that kind of continues on the side with the rest of the bodywork. Blacked out Equinox badge. You can see the mirror caps blacked out. The whole roof's blacked out. They're going for that kind of like Range Rover style, but there's a side profile. And this leads us to the key fob. We got the Chevy bow tie there on the back, the lock and unlock remote start as well, and pretty straightforward with that. Now with the hatch on this version, it's just a hydraulic setup, but Equinox still is pretty spacious here in the back, you know, similar size to like a Toyota RAV4. And then you've got a little bit of storage underneath. But yeah, definitely practical setup. When you're all done, just grab this and then plop that down. Look at these tail lights. This is cool looking. Kind of reminds me of the new Traverse a little bit. You can see the Equinox badge down below. But overall, let me know what you guys think about the new style, but I think they made this look a lot better than before. Now take a look at the door panel in the back. You can see soft touch here. You got this like stitching that goes across. And then cloth seats with this package. Pretty simplistic. Pop in quickly. Ooh. Legroom, good. Got a little storage pocket. Some vents here in the rear as well. And then headroom back here is actually super solid. Now take a look at the front door panel. You can see again with that soft touch trim. All of the window controls. Driver window is automatic. You get your mirror adjustments, door lock and unlock, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here are the seats. Cloth trim, got your manual adjustments on the side. You can see with the auto stop start, your parking brake, auto hold, all of that. And this is cool with the trim on the dash. And then I like this around the vent. Now take a look at the steering wheel. You can see soft touch all around. We've got paddle shifters here on the back. We also have radio controls as well. You've got some controls here on the front, like your heated steering wheel. This is for that center screen, cruise control. And then you've got your turn signal windshield wiper stalk, and then a column shifter. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to scroll through and see different bits of info. And it's cool how customizable this is. 360 camera system. I'm actually surprised by this on a more entry-level packaged car. But aside from that, quick response time with the screen. You've got all the physical, or sorry, not physical, but shortcut buttons there that are on the screen. Physical volume control though, which is always nice. Some vents down below, and then single zone climate with this, but we do have heated seats with this package. Nice trim there across the dash. That's cool at the very top. And then, yeah, standard glove box. You've got pretty good storage in this area, including the center console. I do like this trim here. And then there's more storage underneath. It's hollow there. And then camera rear view mirror, really? Wow, no sunroof. So here's a quick look at the window sticker. This is the front wheel drive version. 28K is the base MSRP. After all options on this one, $32,660 is the total MSRP. And let's drive it. Well, let us set off in this new Equinox. Really excited for this. And don't worry, I will review the all-wheel drive model, which actually has a 9-speed automatic transmission, not a CVT. But you know, the front-wheel drive version, gotta give it a little bit of love. What I will say is buying a modern Chevy has never been more confusing. And here's what I mean. We have the Trax, we have the Trailblazer, we have the Equinox. It's like you have all of these cars and there's a lot of carryover with the pricing. This is tight. Because I mean, like, yeah, loaded up Trailblazer Active, it's like 32 grand. Trax, you can't get a Trax, it's expensive, but you can get one up to like 28 maybe. So I mean, I don't know, there's just a lot of these little crossovers from Chevy. There's a lot of price carryover. So I don't know, I think it's interesting at least, but we'll see how this performs. What I will say right off the bat is, like, the seats are pretty comfortable with these cloth seats. Feel more premium than previous versions of Chevy's cloth seats that I felt. I feel like cloth seat trim is finally making a comeback in a good way. Woof, torque steer. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. Smooth too. This is a nice car. Really. This just drives well. A little bit of road noise, but it's not bad. Man, I'm impressed. Truly. I like how this drives. I will say the all-wheel drive one's probably going to be the one to get, just because, you know, we get all 4 seasons here in Utah, for example. And, you know, you can put it in all-wheel drive mode and get rid of that pesky torque steer, right? But aside from that, this is just, it's a nice car, and it's got so, it's crazy how many features this has. This is something that Chevy is doing that is just killing the game compared to the competition right now, because, you know, it's like everyone else is doing all this cost-cutting measure, right, decontenting cars, and Chevy's recontenting cars, right? They're putting lots of stuff in, more stuff in. I don't know, it just seems like a win to me. So overall, this new Equinox, I think it looks, so let's just compare it to the previous gen. Same powertrain pretty much. I do have a CVT for the front wheel drive, but 9-speed for the all-wheel drive. But powertrain carryover would be cool to see Chevy bring back the 2-liter Chevy 2-liter RS. Done deal, just do that. But anyways, powertrain carryover, you've got some of the interior updates of the screens and all of that, more tech, better looks inside and out. I think that's a win if you ask me. It's just a nicer car. This is, gosh, it's refreshing, because I'm sick of reviewing new cars that are just objectively worse than the previous versions. I feel like that's been happening a lot over the last few years, where a manufacturer, I mean, here, I was just over at Toyota, the new Land Cruiser, right? You compare it, and I understand that it's not a real, like, full size, it's a 250, it's a Prado, but the point still stands. You get into what I have, a 200 series Land Cruiser, and you get into the new one here for the US, the one that's called the Land Cruiser in the US market, and it just feels cheaper, feels worse. And so, and you get that with a lot of other cars too. It's just been a thing where these cars just seem to be getting worse and worse. But Chevy, no, they're offering really good value, and I think this is why GM is so strong in the US market right now with sales, is because of this. But I digress. Let me know what you guys think about the new Equinox. I think that this is a big improvement, and I'm excited to test out the all-wheel drive and see how that 9-speed performs.